Hello, hello. Thank you for joining Quintessential Gentlemen. My name is Justin D. Jenkins. I am the managing editor. And today I do have the creator, the star, and executive producer of Bounce TV's new dramedy, Johnson, Deji LaRay. Did I say that right?
Deji LaRay.
Deji LaRay. There
Yeah,
we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here. I love the narrative that you guys are pushing. I love what you guys got going on. The presentation, everything, man, is dope.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. What you got going on is amazing. We'd love to get into that. We can chat about that. Now, Johnson premiered earlier this month in August. How has the
Mhm.
reaction been and the reception of it?
Incredible, man. Johnson actually premiered on August 1st,
Yeah.
and Johnson opened to 2.1 million viewers in his debut, which is the largest and the most watched show half hour in Bounce's history
Yeah.
of a debut. So we're really excited, man. People are finding the show, they're liking the show. They're seeing parallels to their own lives.
Yeah.
It's a very honest show, so I think that's why people are gravitating towards the show, man. It's a really good show, man. We cover a lot of topics, a lot of issues that we deal with as men and women, and more specifically as Black men.
Yeah.
We're not afraid to go there. We're not afraid to have those hard conversations.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, again, like you said, the show is centered around four black men, friends,
Mhm.
all last name Johnson, no relation. Talk to me about the inspiration and what kind of drew you to kind of create this project.
Well, the guys I would say they're loosely inspired by, friends of mine in real life to a certain degree. Of course, it's television, so you have to embellish a little bit. But, just really having a core group of friends that, we just hung around with each other and had a very strong bond. And then, of course, as you get older, man, things happen, life happens, and you start to grow apart a little
Yeah.
bit, you start to have stronger convictions on different things in life, and you have to try to find that bond that once was there and keep that bond strong. And so that's kind of the general spark for it.
Yeah.
But I think further than that, just kind of seeing just kind of seeing the lack of representation for guys like you and guys like myself on television. Of course, Black men are on TV, but oftentimes it's a certain stereotype, that we're painted in,
Yeah.
or we're at the extreme far end of the spectrum. You know what I mean? We're robbing people, or we're super thugs, or whatever. You know, the vast majority of us, whatever it is, 85% of us, 90% of us, we're not like that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We're striving for greatness. We're hardworking Black men who love our women. You know what I'm saying? Who wants love, who wants to be great, but we also have our flaws. And so that is the show. Is to have these characters that you can relate to, that look like you can fall in love with, and you can watch them on this journey.
Yeah. Awesome. And why do you think now is the perfect time for this story to be told?
Well, how real you want to get with this conversation?
Get real. Get real.
Yo, man. I mean, you know, uh, I don't think it's a secret that, like, however long in media, Black men haven't really been painted as human. I'll just come out and say it.
Yeah.
We're void of emotion. We're super aggressive. You know, we can handle anything, whatever the most traumatic experience is, we can handle that. And at the end of the day, in real life, that couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah.
We are vulnerable.
Yeah.
We have emotion. We want love, and we look for love just like anybody else. We have good intentions. Oftentimes, we don't get a chance to have the benefit of the doubt from a lot of people when let's just say there's a stereotype, right? The angry Black man or whatever it is. It's like, okay, well, he's just an angry Black man. That's just what he is. People think they understand that. But oftentimes we don't get the benefit of the doubt to explain or to dig deeper and figure out what his intention is or what exactly is going on with that person, to put him in that situation. And neither do Black women.
Yeah.
We're in the same boat. We have the same experiences. As Black people in America. But Black women seem to have taken control of their narrative, right? Black women are thriving. They're creating incredible shows. They're sharing their experiences. That is sharing, their sisterhood and their camaraderie, and showing these beautiful Black female friendships in a light that we haven't seen, letting us into that world.
Yeah.
But we don't have that on television for ourselves, in an honest way. You see it with certain films like, The Brothers and The Best Man and things like that. Before television show mainstream, we just don't see it. And so I felt like it was time, man. And I feel like also too, man, the world is kind of looking at us right now. They looking at us to see what we're gonna do. It's a very pivotal time, I think, for Black men, especially in America. Number one, of course, with the unfortunate situation of George Floyd. Amongst other things, there are people who are watching us and seeing what we're going to do next. We just got to step it up in a lot of different areas. We got to take accountability in a lot of different areas. And so this show is that first step. This show is very timely and is very needed because there's an appetite for it right now. If you pay attention to social media, the blog sites and things like that, there are a lot of people who are speaking out, a lot of Black men who are speaking out and finding their voice. Yeah. It's not super mainstream yet, but it's coming, man. So, historically, people felt like they can just tell our story for us, and that's worked for a long period of time. They have all the answers. Oh, this is what they would say. This is what they think. This is how they would respond to that situation. But now I think it's time for us to actually say what we're thinking and show how we will respond to that situation.
Right. And like you said, to control our narrative.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. What led you to start thinking that way? Have you always been like that? Was it a moment that you said, wait a minute, I'm being painted as, me and my brothers are being painted as, people we aren't, and I want to create a show to show the difference? What was it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a gradual thing. Listen, I'm all for entertainment. I love entertainment. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with watching a show and being entertained, watching a show that's, a crime drama. It's cool. It's fun to watch. Yeah. I'm not going to go out there and do it in real life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's a fantasy. It's a release. You sit home, you had a long day and you watching the shoot 'em up, bang, bang show. And it's entertaining. But at the end of the day, I think it's really all about just having balance, giving people options. You know what I'm saying? If I can turn on this dope crime drama, at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, they turn around and watch Johnson at 8 o'clock, and I feel full. I feel fulfilled. I feel like I have a strong balance. It is not just being painted in one light, So I think over a period of time, just recognizing the lack of balance, because I have other shows too, man. I got other shows that are different, vastly different from Johnson. So this isn't a box that I'm putting myself in as a creator. There isn't one narrative that I want to tell. I just saw a lack of this narrative. Right. So I wanted to create this narrative. Yeah. Okay, cool. We got this narrative. People enjoy it. People see it. People follow it. And then we go from there.
Yeah. Awesome. Now tell us a little bit more about your character, Greg, on the show. And how does he fit into the group?
Yeah, Greg is that friend I think that everybody needs around him.
Okay.
Greg is going to tell you like it is. You know what I'm saying? Greg is Greg is blunt. Greg doesn't hold back. He says what he thinks off top. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he might come off a little offensive, but I think he means well. And I think there's always going to be some sort of truth to what he's saying and what he's thinking and what his perspective is. Yeah. What I did with this show is I wanted to take perspectives that a big percentage of the community has and give it to one character. And then take another perspective that a large percentage of the community has that might be conflicting with the other perspective and give it to another character, right? So Greg represents a specific ideology. He represents the guy who, might feel like, okay, you date outside of your race, but what's up with all these Black queens out here? Go find you a Black, and then the other character, Jarvis, might feel like, hey, love is love. You know what I'm saying? You can't help who you fall in love with, because that is an honest conversation that's going on in our culture right now.
Yeah.
You know, it is an honest conversation about voting. You know, Greg feels like the system is rigged.
Yeah.
You know, he feels like his vote ain't gonna change nothing. You know, Jarvis feels like everybody should vote. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a voice, and you got to exercise that right.
Yeah.
And so, not only are they characters, but they're representing an entire perspective that a lot of people have. And so, people are able to see the way that they think portrayed with this particular character. So yeah, Greg is that dude, man, and you know, Greg is trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Greg ain't got his stuff together. You know, Greg, he didn't go to college. He's working odd jobs, just trying to make ends meet. He's not super inspired because that's how some of us are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody isn't trying to be the CEO of a company.
Right.
You know, so we got to allow people the time to develop in terms of their inspiration. And I think Greg is still trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now on the show, you're working with two kings of comedy. DL Hughley's acting the show as well, and then Cedric the Entertainer serves as an executive producer. How did they get involved? And tell me, like, what do you learn from them? Is it nonstop laughs on set?
Man, yo, these guys are incredible, man. Incredible. I
Yeah.
will say, well, let's start with Mr. Cedric the Entertainer. So the show came about, myself and my producing partner, Thomas Q. Jones, who plays the role of Omar. He's also an executive producer on the show. You know, we were shopping the show. We shot a pilot presentation. You know, we just invested in ourselves and put our own money in and shot a pilot.
Yeah.
We were able to take it around town. And Thomas ended up showing it to Risha L. Archibald, who actually is a creative executive over at Cedric the Entertainer's production company called A Bird and a Bear Entertainment. And Eric C. Rohn, who was Cedric's partner at the company, saw the show,
Yeah.
loved the show, understood the show, wanted the show.
Yeah.
So we got a call. I was like, "Yo, come in the office today." So we got a call. I think like 7 in the morning. We was at the studio lot at like 9:30 or something like that, chopping it up with Eric. And for a long time, man, we just was talking about life and talking about the show, and you know, got a chance to meet Cedric on that day and chopped it up with him. And they were all on board, man. And so we started working together, you know, and they championed the show and they understood the need for these types of conversations and these types of representations of Black men.
Yeah.
And so they pushed it, you know, and we found a great home. Found a great home with Bounce TV.
Yeah.
Bounce has a built-in demographic, but they're growing.
Yeah.
And they're looking to put out compelling, high quality content that is entertaining and thought provoking. And I think Johnson is the first step in that pursuit for that type of programming. And so we're fortunate to be on Bounce, man. We got a chance to work with Mr. DL Hughley, who's also a legend.
Yeah.
And that came about through Eric C. Rohn and of course Cedric, their relationship. He came on board. He plays Eugene Johnson, who is Omar's slick, wise talking uncle who knows everything until he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Always gives you great advice until it's the wrong advice.
Yeah.
Just a fun dude, man. He's that older uncle figure, man, who you can trust, who you can talk to, who's gonna tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? So it was incredible working with him, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you show up to set and you have guys like Cedric, you have guys like DL who you watched your entire life and you have the utmost respect for, and they get on set and you notice that nobody is bigger than the project. You just have a even further level of respect for these guys because they didn't show up on set like, hurry up and shoot me. I got to get out of here. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got a dinner reservation. They was like, however long you need me, let's get this right. Let's have a conversation about the characters. Let's work on this. And they gave 150%, man. And I'm just eternally grateful for those guys for, number one, being so down to earth and cool, but number two, you know, just for them lending their talents to the show.
Yeah, I love that. Those are two funny men. Now, has the show helped you at all navigate your friendships, your longer friendships in life?
Man, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of press and nobody's asked me that question, man. So that's really dope. I would say that it has helped me take a look in my friendships.
Yeah.
To figure out where I need to improve.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I don't be returning phone
Yeah.
calls. You know what I'm saying? I take a long time to text back.
Yeah.
I'm a really, really good friend. I'm
Right.
always there for people who need me. I'm there for people who I don't even know, man. You ain't got to be my friend, bro. If I seen you, at the gas station and you needed help, I'm a help. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If I see a black woman who I don't know at the gas station, she needs help, I'm gonna help.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of who I am. But sometimes I do get in my own bubble and I work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it definitely made me realize how important long-term friendships are.
Yeah.
And it made me look at my own friendships to figure out what I can do to kind of improve communication,
Yeah.
understanding, acceptance, and things like that for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's like a two-way street, right? So I found
Yeah.
that interesting that that was a part of the concept of the show is because as we are getting older, it is that thing of you didn't answer my call and now it's
Man.
beef and now we're not friends and it's like life happens. So how do we
Yep.
find that balance to still be respectful, to still be there, but to understand that I might disappear for 5 days, but I still got you. So
Man,
that's
I got a
yeah,
friend, man. I got a friend, Kern Aaron. Shout out to Kern, man. Me and Kern been friends since we were like 7 years old, and I might not talk to him.
yeah,
I mean, for months.
yeah,
Who knows? Like, he lives in Atlanta, I live in LA, and we all, go through life as we
yeah,
have it. My other friend Dre as well, man. But when we talk to each other, it's like, we just talked yesterday.
yeah,
And that's the
exactly.
bond. That's the bond that we have. So that's
Bond.
very important. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, what do you hope audiences take away after watching each episode of Johnson?
Well, every episode is different.
Yeah,
I can answer that in terms of each episode, and then in terms of the entire series.
yeah,
But each episode has a different theme. Each episode has a different narrative. Right now, episode 4 is about the drop on Sunday, 8 o'clock on Bounds. We've seen 1 through 3, and 4 is interesting, man. The trailer just dropped today, and we deal with mental health
okay,
in the Black community. I think that mental health is something that we as a whole have kind of like pushed under the rug. We haven't been truly aware of how important it is to take care of yourself mentally, um, and so we address that. So 4 is going to be real good. Of course, there's other great stuff in 4 as well, but that's just one theme or one topic on the show. 5, really, really cool stuff, that's dealing with politics. And so every episode has its specific narrative that, we're discussing and talking about, but we're not preaching.
yeah,
And we're not saying that this is the way it's supposed to be, or this person is right, or this concept is right. We're just offering different opinions and concepts and conflicts. And then it's up to the viewers to decide who they rock with. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So every episode is different, but I would say as a whole for the show, I want viewers to understand, that, as humans, obviously we're going to have our differences, but at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that we got to be enemies. You know what I'm saying? We could still be friends, or we could still be cordial, and we could still, progress and move forward. And that's exactly what these characters do as they fight to keep their bond strong.
yeah, awesome. And what do you want the legacy of the show to be?
Real.
Oh,
I want it to be real. I want people to look at the show and be like, okay, it was an honest perspective. I listened and I understood where they were coming from on that. Even if you don't agree with everything that we're saying on the show, every topic, you at least hear a different perspective that you didn't hear before, that you can take into consideration. I think that's all that we ask, is just take it into consideration.
yeah,
Especially coming from Black men. We have different things on the show, like another topic is having commitment issues. You know what I'm saying? If a Black man doesn't, or is a little hesitant to commit, the assumption is that he just wants to be out there playing the field. You know what I'm saying? That may not be the case.
right,
He might be going through something emotionally, just like we understand, women to go through. You know what I'm saying? And so just to understand that, we would like the benefit of the doubt to be able to not always think, I would say, the worst in the situation. But I hope the legacy is strong, man. I hope people watch Johnson, 10, 15, 20 years from now, and it still resonates because it's still honest and it stands the test of time.
Yeah. Now, collectively as Black men, what do you feel that we need to do to kind of have that way of thinking and to kind of be accepting and taking control of the narrative? And you know, you can go back to even cancel culture. Are we not kind of being this brotherhood that we should be?
Well, I mean, we canceling each other, man.
Yeah.
We canceling each other. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's some people who deserve all the smoke. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Of course, you know, and you can't excuse a lot of wrongs and behaviors and things like that. But at the end of the day, I do think, you know, if anybody needs the benefit of the doubt, we need the benefit of the doubt with each other
Mm-hmm.
as Black people, right? Because we already have it hard enough in a lot of other areas, you know, a lot of struggles that we collectively have to go through with Black women and Black men together, that within our own community, you know, we can't, we can't be canceling each other when there's still room for somebody to grow and change, right? You know, I think in today's age, you know, Malcolm X would have been Malcolm X. You know
Oof.
what I mean? He would have
Yeah.
been done at Malcolm Little, you know what I'm saying? And that would have been it. You know, he would have never been allowed to be great. There's a lot of people like that, you know. Maya Angelou, you know what I'm saying? We got to support each other and we have to, you know, treat each other as if, you know, we're related. You know, I look at you, man, and I see my brother.
Yeah.
Having a conversation with you, I see my brother. If I'm on the streets of New York and I see you, I'm gonna say what's up to you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm overseas somewhere and I see you, I'm definitely gonna talk to you because what the hell you doing over here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how I roll personally, you
Right.
know. But I think, and at the end of the day, man, you know, Black people, we're not the same. So everybody's not gonna have the same train of thought. Some people are gonna disagree, and I think that's okay. But at least, you know, we can have the conversation so we can kind of inch forward to like close some of these divisions that we have in our community.
That's awesome. Now, what does brotherhood mean to you?
Brotherhood to me, I would say it means it means love and it means respect and it means protection, right? Like if you call me your brother and I call you my brother, which I automatically will do
Yeah.
because you haven't given me a reason not to, then that is an added responsibility on you, and that's an added responsibility on me to look out for each other. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless of the situation and the circumstance. Like I said, it can be, you know, late at night with the situation with the police.
Yeah.
Don't leave me there because
Right.
I'm not gonna leave you there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It can be a situation like this. We have a narrative, we have a show that we're pushing, and you are helping to support.
Yeah.
You're helping to get the word out there. You're looking out. You recognize the value, and you're here having a conversation with me. And you don't have to be here. You know what I'm saying? And I recognize that. And so that's what I mean about the added level of responsibility. You know, when it comes to brotherhood, you always have an elevated place, you know, with me, you
Yeah.
know, and vice versa, you know, for anything that you need, you know. And I think that's how we should treat each other, and not just with our brothers, but also with our sisters as well. You know what I'm saying? Black women should be able to come to us for anything. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be you know, an automatic assumption or division, you know, that we have, with a lot of Black men and a lot of Black women today. We have to be able to come to each other because we need each other.
Yeah.
But I do think that even though on social media and visually you see a lot of division, man, I think there's way more people who understand this concept. There's
Okay.
way more people who understand that we do need each other and that we are there for each other. Usually the loudest ones do not represent the majority. I think there's way more people who are expressing love. There's way more Black men who are protecting Black women. Um, there's way more Black women who are loving and respecting their man, and vice versa, men respecting their women. I think at the end of the day, you know, the ones who get highlighted are the ones who don't, because you know that makes for clickbait. You
Yep.
know, it makes for juicy content, you know, on the blog sites, and that's where we're at. So, but I think we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's you touched on it. I was going to ask you about the black men and black women and how can we, continue to protect black women. So I'm glad you touched on that.
I
So
think we
what?
just got, yeah, I think we just got to listen. I think we just got to listen more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a way that they feel, and they're valid for how they feel. And if we can just listen more, we got to listen to um, uh, black women more, and be ready to compromise. And in turn, black women have to listen to black men more and be ready to compromise. We got to meet in the middle. It's not going to be, everybody goes to one side, or the right side. I mean, that's not going to get us anywhere. So it's just listening.
Yeah, listening. It's,
Yeah.
it's, it's great. Now you're actually like really busy. So tell us what else can we look forward uh, from you and your growing career?
Uh, well, a lot, man. At the end of the day, man, I'm just trying to create content that people can be proud of. I have a production company called Midnight Train Productions.
Okay.
Myself and Thomas Q. Jones, who's my producing partner on Johnson, and we have a lot of projects in the works, man. We have a feature film called Escaping Paradise
Okay.
that's going to be coming out, real soon. We already filmed it. We filmed it in the Philippines. And it's a really dope action thriller suspense film. This I'm starring in.
Nice.
Thomas is executive producing. Stars Simon Phillips. Really dope film, man. It's coming soon. We have other TV shows that we're pitching. You can also find me on Amazon Prime on a show called Bosch that I was on for 7 seasons as well. Yeah, man. To me, man, it's not a race.
Yeah.
It's not a competition. To me, it's just about like, this is my art and
Yeah.
this is my life. So I'm just going to do it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And people love it. I'm extremely grateful and happy about that. And if they don't, then I'll just rock with the people who do, you know what I'm saying? And we'll just move that way, you know?
I love that. And what I admire is you're creating your own lane. So, what advice can you give for other people who are trying to break in? Everyone wants to get into a writer's room or, get a fellowship, but it seems like you said, you're investing in yourself, you and your producing partner, and you guys are creating your own lane. What advice do you give for people to keep going through the obstacles, through hardships, through feeling, not good enough or not
Mm-hmm.
getting enough attention? How do you keep going?
Okay, well, that's two questions, right? So
Yeah.
the advice I would give to somebody else
Yeah.
about, breaking through and accomplishing, what they set out to do, um, is very simple, man. Number one is keep going, because persistence is super, super, super important, man. A lot of people give up just when they got to that point, to when they were about to break through, and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hard work. A lot of times in this business, hard work beats talent. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's just the nature of the business. So persistence, hard work, make sure you're in the right field, make sure you're built for this industry. Make sure you have the talent, of course. But also too, man, is if you love to write, then you got to write, and you got to write for yourself. You can't write for anybody else. You can't write um, for people to validate you. You have to write because you love to write. And that's what I was saying earlier about, this is my life and this is my art. So I'm going to do it regardless. It doesn't matter what scale it's on. If I was, out in, wherever, just doing short films, and that was it. As long as my short films were pleasing to me and they were dope, I would be 100% happy with that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's a short film that 10 people see and they love it,
Yeah.
or if it's a feature film that, makes $100 million. To me, obviously $100 million is
It's
is a
great.
is a is a different level.
Yeah.
But to me, the feeling of completion
Yeah.
is the same thing. The feeling of accomplishment is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I started writing. And another thing too, man, is this. In my career as an actor, people used to tell me, don't tell people that you direct as well. Don't tell people that you write as well. If you act, and just tell people you act. That's it, because they're going to see you as a writer, or they're going to see. Look, people will give you the wrong advice. If you write, if you direct, if you act, then do all of them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Make sure you do them all well, but do all of them, because I think now, over the past 5 years, we're respecting that even more.
Hmm.
People who are multifaceted, who can do multiple things, who can write, then jump in front of the camera, jump
Yeah.
behind the camera whenever they want to. That's respected now. 10 years ago, that wasn't. You wanted to keep that a secret, because people might not respect you as a director if you were also an actor. You know
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? So be proud of what your talents are, showcase it to the world, and just don't stop.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, listen, this has been great. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm excited to finish watching out the rest of the season, and I hope we got many more seasons to get into with these characters. I appreciate everything that the show is doing, changing the narrative for Black men, and best of luck with everything. This was amazing.
Much appreciated, man.